Hello, this is my first documentary, and I was thinking about what to do, and I thought maybe do the history of Skies Falling, the server me and my friends play on. At the beginning of the season, it was just me, and I was kind of just like getting some basic gear. I didn't really have a purpose, I just played there. Then I invited one of my friends by the name of Darkheart. He would log on every night, and I would log on every night, and it was fun. And we would basically just like grind the game together. I did lose the stuff due to a small little accident that I mustn't talk about, but then I recorded my first Skies Falling video. It didn't really have a purpose. I just like wanted to make a video on Skies Falling. After that, I went away for spring break, and well, you see, I wasn't expecting a lot, but I wasn't able to play there. So when I got back, I didn't expect what would come. Now to recap, right before spring break, I added my friend Nightbeat. Me and him played once and it was fun, but after that, we didn't expect too much of each other. But then I got back from spring break and he had built a whole mansion, a whole guard tower, found a whole cave, and I was kind of surprised, not gonna lie, that he did that in 1 week, which surprised me a lot. Another little thing before spring break I did was add another one of my friends, Upfront Down. He would be the last member of season 1, but he sure didn't disappoint. After a while, I found his island, and he didn't have too much done until he dug out his new house and then found a buttload of diamonds. He became basically the Mr. Beast. Not only did he give away all this stuff, but then it was also really rich. He's not as rich in season 2 because he doesn't play as much, but he definitely was a key member of season 1. But if we're really laying out the timeline, first I join, get stuff, then Darkheart joins, we live together, we do stuff together for about 2 weeks. Then I add my friend Nightbeat, and we play just a random day, and I get Upfront Down's username, I add him, but I didn't really expect him to join too much. After that, it was spring break and all that stuff happened, and yeah, so that's the timeline so far. After that, I made a little hay hut and moved into Mansion Park, and I was kind of just like chilling. Darkheart also lived in a mansion with Nightbeat. I was allowed to go in and like live, like kind of be there, but I didn't like sleep in it and I didn't like do any of that kind of stuff in the mansion for a pretty long time. Then after that, we just kind of played along as Upfront Down got richer and richer, and we expanded the mansion to be bigger and bigger. For a while, it was just us playing until Nightbeat kind of didn't want to live in the mansion anymore. So he moved away, and I moved into the mansion. And this won't come back later, and this is totally not foreshadowing. I made a couple videos here and there, not too many. I made a couple shorts here and there, but I was just living the life, going along. Uh, and I was just chilling, right? Going about visiting places. At this point in time, we had found another village. In fact, we had found a lot of villages, so I transferred a few villages to like a little hole in the village where I could trade with them. And soon later on, something happened. You see, I didn't think much of it, but Darkheart had made a basement and took one of my things, so I took it back and left it alone. But then I went AFK, and they destroyed everything in the mansion. Old Nightbeat and Old Darkheart, they had different plans. You see, their plans were to expand on that basement and live there, while I lived up top. But Darkheart made the big mistake of taking my stuff. So I killed them a bunch of times, and then I hid away, and then I left. Joined back later when they weren't there. I ran away, and I moved to Upfront Downs Island. Life was good on Upfront Downs Island. I moved my dogs there, and I moved my villagers. I made a little nook, and then we kind of got back on good terms. Well, me and Nightbeat. Until later, they had made a new bunker. They took my mangrove, so I went back to get it. They were hitting me with their sword, which didn't say, "We want to show you something." It said, "We are attacking you." And that was the big bloodshed battle. I killed through them like it was nothing. I had snapped. I had lost primal form. I don't really know about that, but then it was all over. I had left. They had tried to kill me, but that didn't go too well. And then me and Nightbeat got back on good terms. Me and Darkheart got back on better terms. But then we basically were just living along. After this, I just was living on Upfront Downs Island, just chilling until I remembered. You see, one day I randomly set off to an island to make a little hut. I don't know why. But then I thought I should move to that hut. So I did. I took all my dogs. I took everything I owned and brought it over there. Except for the villagers, which ended up getting killed, which wasn't very pleasant. But it's alright. Because we're not in season 1 anymore. I was living the life. I had all these things. I was doing these fun things. We were all on decent terms. But one thing was a bottle. We were 2 months away from season 2. So I got back on the grind. I needed to make some progress before October 2nd. I had hoped the Copper Golem update came out before that, and it did. I had a good fun time with the Copper Golems for a measly 2 days. But after that, Oh, life was just life. I was just doing whatever I needed to. Living with my dogs, grinding, thinking about how I miss season 1. And I do. You see, after that, the Copper Golem update finally released. I used them for a bit to sort my chests, the last bit of grinding. And, it kind of sucks. On October 1st, I fished up a Power 5, or Power 4, I think, Unbreaking 3 bow. I couldn't use it because what was I going to use it for in Season 2, if it doesn't exist? For this last little bit, I'm just going to kind of rant on how what we did at the end. In the end, we had explored most of the world. Well, not most of the world, but a lot of the world. We had gotten a bunch of gear. We weren't actually that broke. We were pretty decently wealthy. I had 4 dogs. I had an island to myself. I had an auction house. I had a lot of copper. I had a Power 4 Unbreaking 3 bow that I couldn't use. But alas, on October 2nd, 2025, we had to let go of Sky is Falling Season 1. The end cast of main members were Darkheart, Upfront Down, Nightbeat, and me, Ruby Leader. The sub-members were Darkheart's alt account, and no one else. In the end, it was fun. And the members were inactive, but nice. And it was really fun while it lasted.